Oh my goodness, we're live. We're here, and I'm only partially prepared. We're getting this all set up. This is the third time I've set it up, but we've got it working. Welcome very much to the Love Doctor live stream. I'm the Love Doctor. With me is the amazing Boo Sugartits and Wendy Bonbons are here. I'm at a secret location. I can't really say where, but we're providing it to you. The many thanks of Wi-Fi and phone hotspotting because apparently, oh Jesus! All right, that just popped up just too quick and simple, uh, because of look at that. All right, for those of you tuning in, say hello. Tell us where you're watching from. I'm going to be trying to control this beast on a very old laptop, but at least it's got a screen. And somebody's throwing dishes at me. This is what it sounds like. We're all good. How is everybody today? Are you fine? Boo Boo, how are you today? You don't look so guilty. At me.
I'm good, thank you. I'm very good. How are you?
I am well. I'm well. I'm super excited. I can't wait to tell everybody about this project, but I can't tell you today. So I do hope that everybody has an enjoyable day. But I'm here. It's not very often that I get the chance to be me in front of the camera. So I'll be doing that for y'all.
That's exciting.
I'm spilling the beans. I'm spilling the beans. I am spilling the beans. Wendy Bonbons is here. How was the Cosmic Bonbons show?
It was good. It was good. I got some new poetry on the show, which is really nice. And I did a little promo, a sexy promo tonight in spirit of the Love Doctor live stream. So hopefully some of those people are tuning in tonight.
I hope so as well. I see that we have some people tuning in, but nobody has said hello as of yet. I think there's people. Yeah, there's people tuning in. I'm excited for all this. I just want to double check that some of the stuff here is working. So if you want to ask your question, go to Slido. The event code is TLD75. So I'm just going to run that along the bottom. Somebody is tuning in. Christopher Murtaugh is there with. Oh no, that's Christopher Kelly. My apologies. Hi from Vermont. Excited for the show today. So am I. So am I today. I'm just seeing if I can get all of this working. I had tested everything, but I tested it in a place that actually had a good internet connection, and then we're here. All right, we're all good. People are tuning in. I'm seeing that people are tuning in. I'm sorry that we started just a few moments late, but we got it all under. Well, control is not the proper word. It's happening. That's what's happening. We've got it happening. This is Boo Boo Sugartits' first time on the show. Wendy, do you have any advice for Boo Boo at this point in time?
Can you say that again?
Do you have any advice for Boo Boo at this point?
Oh my goodness, have so much fun and only be as honest as you want to be. You don't need to tell them everything, but you can if you want
I wish
to.
I had that advice.
All right, thank you.
They're listening, but you don't have to share.
All right.
And if somebody already covers what you would say for your answer, that is fine. That you just have to say, well, I agree with what they said, and then move on. We don't need to repeat it again and again. And everybody out there, tell us what you're drinking. I'm dry this evening, which is scaring me a little bit. Let's see how this all goes. Are we ready for our first questions?
Yes.
Sure.
All right. What are you drinking, Boo Boo? Just that almost looks like a mug of hot chocolate.
I'm drinking tea.
Tea.
It's a
All
fruity
right.
detox tea. That's my Gina knows best. Kafka. So Brooklyn Nine-Nine lovers will know.
There we are. Let's bring up the first question. I'm just going to make sure that this is the first question. Yeah. So we start at the bottom. And how long should a couple wait before getting a pet together? I thought I was saying getting together. So how long should a couple wait before getting a pet together? I'm actually going to be a little mean on this. And just because it is Boo Boo's first time, I'm Wendy. I'm moving you to the first spot, so you get to answer the question first.
Long enough that you're comfortable talking about how you would handle joint custody over the pet. because it's a living thing, and if you're not comfortable with your partner to speak about those hard things and to talk about things rationally and be mindful about the needs of the living creature that you're about to share, then you're not ready. You're not ready, and you shouldn't put that poor animal in the middle of that situation. Wait long enough that you are confident that the animal would have a safe, happy home. But there's also vetting processes. So, like, you're going to have to answer all types of questions sometimes when you're getting a pet.
Yeah.
Boom.
I think a good, solid answer. Boo Boo.
Yeah, that's some very good points. But I mean, getting a pet together, it's a big commitment. So it's like the next step, I guess, in most relationships if you're living together. So I guess, as long as you're both committed and ready to put the time and energy and money together and having those serious conversations. Yeah. That's it.
That is a good answer. DIY Muggle Guy, I think he's saying, a sober love doctor. Well, that's a first. There we are. Apparently, I built a reputation. There, I'm going to have to say, I'm going to differ from the two of you together. Wendy was spot on with the fact with having that discussion about what would you do? Would you be able to do shared custody? No one enters into a relationship thinking it's going to end, and you don't want to contemplate even having a pet unless you've managed to see your partner angry or see them at their worst. And everybody in the relationship best have done that, because then you'll know how they deal with these things, and that would tell you whether or not how easy it will be to deal with joint custody in the future if something does happen to end the relationship. I know the very first time I lived with a woman, she moved in with a cat. And at the end of the relationship, I only missed the cat. So that's a little bit of sadness there. We're all set. I had to make it nice and real. Is the sound good for everybody? I'm doing this a little bit different than normal. I don't have that big microphone. Do I sound okay to everybody?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
All right. I know I look a little yellow, and that's because it's the light that they have here is a bit yellow. I do look a bit yellow. I'm not jaundiced. You're looking at me like you're an idiot. That's the normal color you are.
You're fine. You're fine. The love doctor always looks good.
Agreed.
Flattery. Flattery will get you everywhere. Now it's time for our next question. And let me make sure that I have that question correct. Yeah, it is the one on the bottom. I want to know if it's wrong to daydream about people who are in relationships. That is the question. Is it wrong to daydream about people who are in relationships? And I'm in the hot seat here. I'm going to say no. It's not wrong to daydream. Fantasies are fantasies. You can have any kind of fantasies, even if they're incorrect fantasies. You can enjoy those fantasies because they are just in your brain. If you have trouble distinguishing what is a fantasy and what is not a fantasy, then you need to maybe see somebody that you could talk to on a professional level, or at least recognize in yourself that that is not healthy. So again, if it's just a fantasy and you recognize it as a fantasy, you can do whatever. I fantasize about flying. I'm not about to jump off a fucking building. Just to state. There we go. Wendy, you have that question next.
I don't think it's wrong to fantasize about somebody in a relationship, but again, I think it's about how far you actually take that in your mind. Your mind wanders by itself. Sometimes you'll catch yourself thinking about things you don't even mean to. And I think that it's important to just recognize what you do with that. If you continue daydreaming about that, knowing that it's somebody who is happy with somebody else, I don't think it's really fair to yourself either, because you're just going to spend your time wondering about something that you don't really have a chance getting because they're happy, and you don't want to ruin someone's happiness unless the situation is different. I'll leave it at that. And then if you actually then pursue that and think about it too much, it goes again crossing boundaries, and you have to reflect on that again. But no, I don't think it's bad to daydream about somebody like for a hot minute, but I wouldn't go doing it all the time.
Very good answer. Compassionate answer. Boo boo.
Yeah, well, daydreams can be fun, get all these ideas, fantasies, but as long as you're not hurting anyone, then there's no harm in daydreaming.
I think we're all in a basic consensus on that one as well. I do want, just as a kind of a caveat, when it's a person in your daydream, even if it is a real person, at that point they've become a fictional character. So if you're reading a book and you're finding a character hot, it's the same sort of thing, right? If you're watching a movie or a TV show, even if it's live action, you're not viewing the person who is the actor. You're looking at the character that is portrayed by that actor. And at that point, I think fantasy is fine. Just I wanted to put a little follow-up thought. I don't know if anyone else was feeling the same way. Are we good? Is everybody good? I'm not. Well, there's not enough people chatting. I don't know where everybody is, but everybody's being so quiet. Look at the beam and smiles that is sharing the screen with me. These fantastic people.
Yes, say hello.
Get your questions in anonymously.
Hey, everyone.
Along the bottom. Is that the correct number? No, it's not the correct number that's running along the bottom. That might explain something. We are episode 75. Let me just fix that.
Holy frig, 75 episodes.
75. That's why if you notice the picture, it is the silver picture. The picture that we had for the episode was all the both of you said. Well, actually, Boo Boo sent a black and white photo, and so I made Wendy's photo black and white just to match. And I realized, 75 episodes. Isn't that the silver anniversary?
Yes.
And then awesome. I put it out there as that. And we've got a comment here before I get into the next questions. DIY Muggle Guy is saying hello, DIY.
Hello.
I'm waiting until I can see you at the Wiggle Room. I do have something for you, DIY. And I do hope that we have the chance to share breathable space again in near future. Masks on, of course. All right, we're getting ready for the next question. The next question we have is there it is. What is shimmy means? That's the grammar that is used on that question. What is shimmy means? Sugar, you have been you've been attending classes at Arabesque. Is that not correct? You
yes.
have. You've worked as a stage kitten. You've worked as a show pony, but you have yet to do a solo performance.
Yes, it's hopefully coming soon. Hopefully.
All right. So you are the first person on this question. Can you explain what a shimmy is?
I don't know the technical term for it, but shimmy is basically you're moving your shoulders and just I can't do it very well sitting down, but it's the little shake.
The little shake.
Yeah.
All right. I will just say shimmy is a very delightful dance move. As much as I don't think I'm the person to properly explain or do it. There's a bit of a roll in the shoulders as well as that torso shake. Wendy, would you have a better explanation for any of this?
I don't know if it's better because you ain't getting no demo from me, and that demo was like,
thank you.
We need to appreciate that gift we just experienced. But a shimmy is essentially like a movement in your upper half of your torso, driven by shoulder movement, which then follows by your chest, which makes for a very beautiful thing to view. Because normally,
undulation. Would undulation be the word?
Yeah. The badonka woo.
And the movement of the pasties.
Yeah.
there we are. A badonka woo. A shifting of the pasties. Was that the word you used, Boo Boo?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so good.
All right. There we are. That answers that question. DIY Muggle Guy is saying that they're building up the nerve to go out into closed public spaces. Oy vey. There we are. Just
Yeah, I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
It's taking some readaptation to the real world.
a very nice thing that I have to mention about the Wiggle Room is the Wiggle Room is actually the staff got together, and those staff are not required to show their vaccine passports. The staff got together and said, "Look, we want to make sure everyone feels comfortable," and so the staff has all said, "We've been double vaxxed. Here is our vaccine passports," and they've done that to myself and to the owners and operators and the managers and Frenchie have all seen that. So just to make sure that we are being as safe as we can for the staff.
That's amazing.
Agreed. It's scary to go the idea thinking of going to a restaurant and then having the people that are handling and preparing your food not having to prove that they're double vaxxed, even though you have to prove that you're double vaxxed to get in through the door. I don't want to do a big scare debate, but there are some places that are volunteering that information, and I think that's sort of important in this time. Are we ready for the next question before we bring a downer on? How can I go to a downer after?
Oh my God, that's not a downer. That's so safe. Shimmies. I love it.
There we are. We have the next question present is can a person who is mono, or I guess it's monogamous, date a person who is poly, or does the poly, or does that hurt the poly person because they have to act mono? That is the question. Now, one of our resident mono people here, monogamous people, Wendy, you get this question first.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand. So if a monogamous person dates a poly person, does it interfere with the poly person because they're then trying to balance the monogamy?
I think what they asked is, does it hurt the poly person? Because the poly person is to respect their monogamous partner would probably have to be living monogamous.
Yeah, I don't think it. I think that if they're pursuing a relationship and that if somebody is, knowledgeable about who they're going into the relationship with, normally they know a lot of the ins and outs about it. And I don't think it's going to hurt them if they decide to be with somebody who lives that lifestyle, because clearly they like that person enough to live and work through that compromise, that daily compromise that's made there. I don't think it's hurting somebody as long as there's open communication about it. And as long as you're respectful about your partner's needs, don't forget to always check in on them. If there's anything going on where they maybe don't know how to have those conversations, maybe initiate it yourself. Like, just check in.
Nicely said. Boo Boo Sugartits, what is your take on that?
Communication, and respecting boundaries. Just making sure you're both on the same page about what you're expecting out of this relationship.
Here we go. I just a couple of comments have come in, so I want to get this. I'm really digging the fact of doing this on a touch screen. I just wish I had a better internet connection. DIY Muggle Guy is saying, what a great idea. He's talking about the Wiggle Room and the staff there. I raise my glass to the Wiggle Room initiative. I wish a lot more places were transparent about it. And Mr. Pop Production saying hello to you as well. Welcome for everyone tuning in. If you have any questions about love, sex, and relationships, you can either drop it into the chat and we'll answer them there, or you can go to the little anonymous thing that is crawling along the bottom. So go to slido.com and the event code is TLD75. So you can ask your questions there. This is a difficult question. Like, all right, I've been married multiple times. That's, it's practice makes perfect. I do want to state the first time I got married, I never really was aware of polyamory. Prior to dating, I was dating, and that's what I called it, dating. I dated several people. And I was dating several people at a time, and I was open and upfront to everybody I was dating that, yes, I'm dating you, but I'm going on another date on such and such day. And I was making sure I was keeping safe and protection for everybody, and keeping up to date on how I felt, etc., which was all good. But then I was dating somebody. I got a lot of NRE, new relationship energy over, and they said, well, I want to be the only person you date. And so I said, okay. Eventually, we got to the point of getting married. But then, when I had feelings for other people, even not acting on them, I felt guilty.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, for some people, I believe some people can only focus on one partner at a time. I believe that is something that's sort of not a societal programming. I believe that is like a hardwired sort of thing. Some people have to be in love with multiple people, and I think everybody else is somewhere on a scale. And that's okay. They're all okay. It's when you're denying your own nature that you can sort of hurt yourself. Is a belief of mine. There's nothing other than anecdotal evidence that is coming in, unless you have like that level of acceptance. It's. I'm not saying that mono people should only be with other monogamous people and poly should only be with other poly people. Believe people should love who they love, but I do believe that open communication is key to make those relationships work. Not all relationships are meant to be forever. They're always to be they're always to be intense with the person you are with. I think the most animosity that comes out of relationships at the end of a relationship is because people try to force a relationship to go longer than its natural lifespan was.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs to be working together to make a relationship work. Whether you're poly or monogamous, you need to be working together. And if you can't communicate, then it is not going to work. So I don't know if that's too heavy an answer for what they were asking for, but
Perfect.
let's see. If you can always ask some follow up questions in there. And we're ready for the next question, or do we have a group conversation over this at all? No. I'll take that as a no. Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I don't have much to say about the subject. I'm actually new to the whole dating thing. I've always been with just one person, and I'm new to like exploring, so I don't have much to say about it yet.
I believe that there's a lot of societal training over the fact that you are to find the one. You are to date. All the movies are about people who are in love with one person. And I do believe that magical kind of moment that you can have with people, it's just, poly relationships take a lot of time, energy, and work. And it not just, you need to make sure that you are, how can I say this? One of the advice I always give to people who are polyamorous is love as many people as you have enough time to give them the respect that they deserve. And if you
Well
can't do
said.
that, what you're doing is actually very selfish.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to make sure that you give all your partners all the respect that they deserve and the time that they deserve. And it's hard to recognize what that line is, and sometimes people want more than they deserve or what you view they deserve, and that's
Yeah.
where conflict comes in the relationship, and you need to
Mm-hmm.
discuss this and figure out what is a better balance. Is that
That's
good
so
for
well
everybody?
said. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. And on top of that, monogamous relationships are just as valid as polyamorous relationships, and they require just as much
Mm-hmm.
fucking work. Seriously, some of them are really fucking work. Uh, Chris,
Yeah.
moving on to the next question. There we are. The next question we have is I think we're running out of questions fairly quickly. Yay or nay to flavored lube and condoms? Yay or nay to flavored lube and
Mm-hmm.
condoms? I'm in the hot seat, so I get that one
Mm-hmm.
first. Uh, flavored lube and condoms, I think, is made by the same people who make that flavored fluoride that the dentist is shoving in your mouth. All right, because that did not taste like peach. All right, I don't think that is a valid flavor. I do think that they sort of mess things up, and on top of that, the human body has such amazing taste, is and texture. If you can be safe with a partner, as in that you are that you are tested, that everybody is taking care of each other and making sure that they are being safe for their partner. Skin on skin is amazing. Taking care also of any issues. To if that could result from pregnancy if you have to be aware for that. But there's even there's certain things that can transmit certain STIs that do transmit from skin to skin contact, well, special skin to skin contact, such as HPV. These are all things that you need to take care and be aware of. But why mess up such a delicious flavor with somebody's idea of jam that's gone bad? Wendy.
I'm gonna say nay. As a simple answer, nay. I don't like them. I don't agree with them. I think protection, yes, but I don't think you need to have flavored no. No.
No to the flavored dental dams and flavored. By the way, all right, I have a follow-up comment on all of this.
Okay.
Boo boo.
Well, I'm gonna go with both of your answers also because the taste is just no,
It's awful.
nay, and also infections, major risk of infections with the taste. Whatever they use to add flavor, it's horrible for infections. So I do not recommend.
I do have to say, I believe that any of the professional, like the quality lubes and flavored condoms, do not use any sugar because of the fact that sugar is what causes the risk of infection. I don't think it's anything else. I think it would be low quality things that would do that.
Maybe. Mm-hmm.
It's possible, but then again, anytime that, can I just say that the vagina is an amazing thing? It is a glorious, self-cleaning, beautiful, such a wonderful ecosystem that is there. That anything that can upset it, I think, be it harsh chemicals or sugars, those are the dangerous additives. Even harsh soaps should not go in there. Please, like, I mean, men's body is. It's all right. Let's get a monkey wrench to clean it. I don't like it takes a harder scrubbing. Don't use a loofah though. Loofahs can be, but just stating that it is a natural and wonderful thing there. But this is a question, all right? Because I didn't mention them, but Wendy did mention them. Dental dams. Can you get those at like a pharmacy? I've never seen them in the family planning aisle whatsoever. Like I know that you have the safety thing of cut off the tip of the condom and split it, then you have a dental dam. Like the only place I knew other than that to get a dental dam is go in to get my teeth fixed, and then where the dentist has their back turned, pilfer their drawers, which is not a dirty thing. It doesn't. Well, it does question about whether or not there's consent there, but if you. I'm referring their goods. Take it away. They're
Yeah, you can still get dental dams at your pharmacies, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. I you know what? Maybe I'm not looking for them, so I don't see them. But
check
they're
it out
not,
next time you go in.
they're not next to the rest of the family planning stuff. There's walls and walls of condoms and little buzzers and gels and such, but there's. All right. I will take a look. I will take a look I trust Wendy's advice on this, that there are more. Let's take a look at the next question that we have. The next question that we have is, oh, there it is. Accidentally said, I love you after dropping them off last night. No word from them since. Should I be worried?
Oh.
Oh.
Boo Boo, you have the hot seat, so you get this one first.
Oh my God. I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know. If someone doesn't text you back or ghosts you after you opening up your heart, I mean, they're probably not worth it. Gotta love yourself and, wait for someone that's actually going to be worth the I love you, and the person's going to love you back. And I don't know. That's so heartbreaking. I'm so sorry you're going through that. Really.
Before I answer that, I just this has come in is researching dental dams on Google brings up its alternative uses in the top answers. So there we go. I'll have to Google to see exactly what those alternative uses will be. Uh, hmm, yeah, dental dams. All right. The is I here it is. It was last night. It's only been 24 hours. They could have been swamped. They could have been hungover. They might have heard it and it made them smile. It is too soon to say whether or not it is a bad thing that you have dropped the L bomb. I don't know how early the relationship is. You could be in from the entire question. You could be an Uber driver and you just drop someone off, said love you, and went away. There's not enough information there to judge. Now, if you've been in, you're not living together at this point, so you're dropping them off at their home as you go to your home. I'm not sure how deep the relationship is at this time, and I don't know if they are regularly messaging you every day. They haven't said. All right. Apparently, the internet gods are screaming at me for that. Did anyone else hear that? It was just
Yeah,
all
I
right.
heard it.
All right. Something sort of jumped off at me, but I'm going to say, don't worry about it. Here's the. Can I just? I'm just adding a flip side to that coin. Pay less attention to what people say and watch what they do.
Mm,
If
so
they are
true.
treating you with love and respect, do they need to say the words? Right? If they're not, that's the important thing about it all. So give it time. Wendy.
You gotta be patient. You gotta be patient. Stuff doesn't happen overnight. Maybe they're processing it. Um, I know for me that can be like a really heavy moment when someone shows me like a deep amount of emotion. I don't always know how to respond. Maybe this person's at home being like, "Oh my god." And they're pacing in their room and they're listening to like Pocket Full of Sunshine, and they're having a moment. Maybe they just need you need to have patience because they're processing that and they just need to know what to say, or they're nervous, or they're wondering how to exactly tell you what's going on. That's like a heavy thing, and it takes a while to grow it and it takes a while to keep it going. So just be open to whatever answer they come back with if you talk again.
I think that both of you have taken like alternate views. I would have to say I agree more with Wendy in the idea. Wait a little bit and pay attention to what they do. It's not something. There are the only things you should ever worry about are the things that are under your control. If it's not under your control, just take it as it is,
Right.
and that is the best way to look at it. DIY Moco Guy is telling me that I'm not insane. I did hear a giant yelp, well, not a yelp, but a scratch in my ear holes. Just did I just say ear holes?
Yeah, you did.
I said ear holes. All right. Let's move on to the next question that we have. The next question is what would you say is a necessary characteristic a person needs to have in itself? Okay, the grammar again, in itself to find love. What would you say is a necessary characteristic a person needs to have in itself to find love? That is the question we have. Wendy, you have the hot seat.
A characteristic they need to have, um, independence and self-love. I feel like it's hard to be with somebody else if you're not good with yourself. Um, and there are many characteristics that will get you to that, but the first that came to my mind was like a self-loving and independent person. If you can keep your own schedule afloat, for example, it's a lot easier to be able to bring in somebody else's schedule and work it into yours. If you have your life in a comfortable place for you, it's a lot easier to accept merging it with somebody else's. I feel that's just my opinion, but I feel like those are the characteristics that would really help you find love. Like when you put yourself in a good spot in the universe to receive it, it'll come to you because it kind of fits nicely.
Boo-boo.
I really like what you said, Wendy.
Thanks.
That I'd say, yeah, self-love, self-respect, and knowing your boundaries are three very important things. So it's a lot easier to get in a healthy relationship or be in a healthy love.
I don't think I can add anything to that. Just to say, being comfortable with who you are and not
Mm-hmm.
feeling the need to have someone else complete you is what will make you healthy in a relationship. That way you can enjoy that person for who they are, and you are still going to be the person who you are. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's all I'm going to add, and I don't think I'm really adding anything. I think I'm just saying it the same way, the same things, just different words. To agree, or
Yeah.
all right, I just sounded very needy at the end of that when I was going through you to agree, but just I'm conscious of it and I'm working on it. There we are. It is a time for another question. Uh, there is just trying to read. There's a lot of glare here. My significant other and I are both double vaxxed. He's pretty much gone back to normal in terms of his social life, but I'm too nervous to go out in public. He feels I'm being too cautious. Am I overreacting? I have the hot seat for this first. I didn't bring that question on the screen, did I? I'm sorry. That's my bad on that one. Let me just read that where everyone can see it. My significant other and I are both double vax, and he's pretty much gone back to normal in terms of his social life, but I am still too nervous to go out in public. He feels that I'm being too cautious. Am I overreacting? That is the official question, and I'm in the hot seat. And I'm going to say no. We cannot really go back to pre-pandemic conditions yet. We still need to be cautious. There's too many variants, and there's too many vectors out there to gain new variants by people who are mainly from the people who are refusing to be vaccinated. So we need to make sure that we are watching our bubbles, that we are taking care of other people, because that's what this is about: is taking care of other people. I want to state that clearly. The wiggle room, like I've mentioned before, the staff themselves saw the need or the desire to prove to everyone that they are vaccinated, that they are taking care of everybody else, and the same, and even in that case, you are still required to wear a mask inside if you are standing up. You can only take your mask off if you're sitting down and with the people in your bubble. Performers on stage can take off a mask, but we can't have more than two performers who have to be bubbled together on stage at the same time. Any more people on stage, they have to have their masks on. So it is important that we follow the proper protocols at this time to prevent any more variants. So we're not quite back to normal, and I can understand people missing the normal, uh, but we need to do this until it is completely shut down. And the people who are dragging their feet, please just read the science.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're overreacting at all. I think it is perfectly normal right now to want to be as safe as possible. And it's COVID itself has created kind of like a new conversation and a new reason for divide amongst people. I think the best thing we can do is like keep communication up and not let a divide happen, because really that's just going to keep making everything worse. And as we develop a new sense of normal and develop a new sense of safety, it's not going to make anybody feel more comfortable going into that with any type of hostility. So if you are feeling like, your significant other is kind of like up here in the getting comfortable scale and you're still down here, that's very fair. Everything you're feeling is valid. And I think the important thing is, one, to have that recognized, and two, to be able to talk about that with your partner. Because it's important, that your partner feels comfortable, but you're important too. And you're not going to have any sort of balance if that is only considered in one direction. And then from there, maybe go with the conversation. But you really got to voice that you don't feel comfortable and you want to work that out. and don't be hostile about it, because that's just going to create a bad environment where no one responds well.
You answered that so much better than I did, Wendy.
I mean, that was like a full, complete, big global answer, so I don't have anything else to add really. But yeah, we are in a global pandemic, so there's no such thing as, well, in my opinion, there's no such thing as overreacting when it comes to being cautious with this whole thing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, keep being careful, keep doing what's best for you, and have open communication with your significant other to make sure you're both okay with each other's worries, I guess. Yeah.
I really love the fact that Wendy addressed the part of the question that I glossed over. Definitely, Wendy, you were right about saying that make sure that you communicate with your partner to address the issue of how unsafe you feel with their behavior,
Mm-hmm.
and make sure that you feel you are being heard. I've been spending a lot of time trying to reach out to the people who don't want to be vaxxed or who are anti-mask and ask them the reasons why.
Mm-hmm.
I I try myself to not be accusatory with it. I'm trying myself not to uh, just make it an us versus them, because correct, that'll just galvanize them in their positions. I want to ask them for the reasons why. Some things people can say will make sense. Oh, I don't like wearing masks because they're uncomfortable, and I agree, they're uncomfortable. I'm getting my mustache steamed.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but at the same time, kind of point out, well, is it because it's uncomfortable? But what do you think about being around your neighbors who might be elderly, who would be at risk? Do you think you're doing them a service, or they're not feeling uncomfortable because they can't trust being around you? And then try to address their issues and not accuse them of anything. The ones who will say about the vaccine, well, mRNA, is something with messing with your RNA, and that's a dangerous thing. Well, mRNA drug treatments have existed and been in use and approved for use on humans since the 1980s. So this is something that's been around for a long time. Just be aware, and be ready to sort of ask them about their points, and don't belittle them for on their choices, but try to explain to them why you should actually be belittling them. Just be, a little rude signature snarkiness in there. Oh, all right. I feel like I'm losing people on this. Are we ready for the? There we go. Okay, Wendy's smiling at me again. We're going to move on to the next question. The next question that we have here, aside from condoms and consent, because obviously that's always a must. What do you have on hand for when you bring a partner over to your place for sexy time? Ooh, aside from condoms and consent, because obviously that's a must-have. What do you have on hand for when you bring a partner over to your place for sexy time? That is the question. And Boo Boo, you are in the hot seat.
I would say confidence and lingerie. Those are my go-to.
Lingerie.
So yeah, lingerie and my confidence, just being comfortable in my body, being ready to be naked and comfortable with the person. And I just love wearing lingerie. It's a little extra for me for my confidence, and my partners usually really enjoy that too. So, yeah.
I loved Wendy's smile on that. It was great confession. Ah, I feel like a bad and selfish lover at this point in time. I want to give my partners their attention. I want to make sure that I have either good music or good movies, or something worth snuggling with, and make sure that I have food to share with them, that I have beverages that they will enjoy. I do want to make sure that they are comfortable and happy. I guess the main thing is giving them the attention that they deserve. At the same time, I feel very guilty if I have other things to do, that I deadlines to hit while my partner is there, and that makes me feel bad. So this question made me feel bad. There we are.
Don't feel bad. That's not what this show is about at all.
I can be
Love
better.
Doctor
I know I can
Spirit
be
must live on. Can I get a reminder of the original question?
Yes, the original question. Do you want to see it on screen or just hear me read it?
Just here. It was what do you bring for your sexy night, right?
Aside from condoms and consent, because obviously that's a must-have.
Yes.
What do you have on hand when you bring a partner over to your place for sexy time?
Oh, of course, on hand. Snacks. 100% snacks. That is important. As you said, have something that they like or something that you like to comfort you. If I am like, I will probably have things set up in a way that I can entertain, but also have my comforts conveniently. So, like, if I, for example, want to smoke some weed while they're here, but I don't know if they smoke weed, I'll have it set up so that I can do that somewhere else that's not in their vicinity and it doesn't really impact them. Just small, considerate things like that. But the snacks is the first thing.
I like that answer.
Very, very good answer. And you actually,
definitely.
I realize there's one thing I like to do is make sure that my bed sheets are, since they're coming over for sexy times, I clean bed sheets.
Definitely a must.
Unless they left my place that morning, and the bed sheets are obviously messed because of them, then, maybe I'll delay, depending on how messy the bed sheets are, putting the clean bed sheets on. Yeah, all right, no one's complaining. All right. No one has popped up in chat for a little while, but let's take a look at the next question. Am I the only person who doesn't like strawberry? Why is it considered the official taste of sexiness? I've not heard that. It's not got my stamp of approval. Are you the person asking? Are they the only person who doesn't like strawberry? Is it the official taste of sexiness? And Wendy Bonbons talking about sexiness. You get to answer that question.
It is not the official cherries. You're mixing it up. It's cherries. That's the official sexiness, sexy time food. It's not strawberries. Strawberries are just luxurious and they're expensive. And they're red, which reminds people of love and romance and passion. And people put chocolate on them frequently. But I don't know what happened to the cherry. You can do so many more things with a cherry, even the stem. People need to get off this strawberry hype.
Boom. All right. Taking strawberry to the curb. Boo-boo.
Sorry, Wendy. I'm totally on the strawberry hype. Chocolate covered strawberries. I love it. I don't know about the whole being the sexy fruit. I don't know. Like, I don't get the whole aphrodisiac food. I don't get it. But I do love strawberries. Chocolate covered strawberries. I'm into it.
All right. I noticed that both of you agreed on chocolate. So
Yes.
we're going to say, bring everyone together on chocolate. If I'm to talk about something that is to be a sexy fruit, mango. Mango to me, the texture of mango, feeling mango on my tongue, feeling it swirling around in my mouth, feeling that to me is a more sensual fruit than either strawberries or cherries. As much as I really enjoy cherries as well, but I think it's not the fruit; it's the company and your thought process while you're consuming it.
Definitely. Good point.
And I think I will leave that answer there. But we did have some comments coming in, so I want to make sure Boo Boo doesn't go off screen. But what about all those Hollywood movies that show the unending candles, flower petals, fuzzy carpets, and dimmed lights? So that's I think that's a question about all the things that you have prepped. That's hard to do on a Tuesday at 6 p.m. Getting all that done. If it's still light outside, it's hard to get those candles to look right. Please, no maraschino cherries, though. All right. We get some sugar shaming. Sugar shaming? That's hard to say. Can you say that 3 times fast?
Sugar
shaming,
shaming, shaming. No, I kind of messed
I
it
didn't
up.
do it.
You didn't do it? All right, none of us could do it. All right, good. I don't feel like I'm the only one. So we'll try to avoid this sugar shaming, unless it's placed in areas that will need a proper cleaning. Let's move on before I get stuck on that. The next question we have. Well, any good independent porn production companies, persons that you can recommend? That is the question that we have here now. So, Boo Boo, you are in the hot seat.
My God, that's a good question. I would say Belisa. They're very woman-oriented. How can I say? It's I'm blanking on the words right now, but oh my God.
Feminist porn? Is that what
Yes,
you
thank you.
all right.
Yes. Uh, they're working hard to have their porn actors paid well, paid for their worth, and yeah, Belisa, and they have amazing sex toys also on their website.
There we go. We have
Yeah.
one recommendation. That's Belisa,
Yeah.
and they're not sponsoring us. Just to be clear, Wendy.
Yeah, I also love that company. I find that they have a great selection of even like literature if you're into reading instead of watching. They do have a lot of great products. They do. Check it out. I think that's the one I'm also going to go with.
The printed page has always meant a lot to me, and I'm not talking Playboy, but like written erotica. But I don't know about the ethical quality of some of the sites that I go to, like Lit Erotica. It's rather hit or miss on a lot of the things about whether or not I'm comfortable, like stop reading it kind of thing. Uh, it really sort of depends. So I have no recommendations, and I feel guilty for not properly sourcing my pornography. So I'm going to check out Belisa as I can. Then we DIY is saying, please no maraschino cherries. Oh, we had that comment. Mr. Pop is saying a sugar shimmy. So they're all about the shimmies and the sugar at the same time. So I guess sugar shaming almost comes out if you say it too quick. It does sound like sugar shimmy. No, all right, it's me. There we are. To move on to the next question. Oh no, there we are. It's all right. The question is, Wendy and Sugartits, are you single? And if so, what do you look for in a man or a woman? And what is the one quality that would make you swoon? That is the question. I should have brought it up onto the screen. Again, if you don't feel comfortable answering a question, saying that in itself is an honest answer. So, Wendy and Sugartits, are you single? And if you are, what do you look for in a man or a woman? What is the one quality that would make you swoon? That is the question. Oh, and I get to answer that first. I feel comfortable in part of what makes them swoon is having an inclusive question that would include me to answer it. Boo Boo.
Yes, I'm single. And what was the rest of the question? Was it what quality would make me swoon? Was that it?
Yes. Are you single? And if so, what do you look for in a man or a woman? And what is one quality that would make you swoon?
I am single, and the quality I look for in a person is someone that I can have just interesting conversations with, someone that just clicks naturally, and quality that makes me swoon. Oh my God, just respect. Respect is the biggest one.
I just want to put it this: Mr. Pop Productions does realize that Sugar Shimmy does sound a lot like what was it? Sugar shaming. There we are.
I am not single, so I guess that the rest of my answer to that question does not matter.
Obviously, there has been something that has made you swoon. There we are. I'm going to try to put up, even though that they are not sponsoring us, I'm going to try to put up a link for Belisma as well. I'm just got to actually drop it into the chat, and hopefully that works. So that's going to go out there, so everybody can have a clickable link for that, for the double recommended website with ethical porn. And that I guess we're moving on to the next question on that. You know what? This is something that multiple partners have said: kindness. I've been told that is my best trait or my most attractive trait is kindness. So
definitely a big turn on.
There we are. So let's take a look at the next question. My partner and I were thinking of doing a couple's costume for Halloween, but all the female versions of the guys' costumes are slutty. Any ideas on couple's costumes we can wear that she will not feel like an object in? Wendy, you have the floor first.
Oh my god! So, Ashley or Spinelli and TJ from Recess.
Yes.
So, if you're not familiar, Spinelli in that is a tomboy who also has killer style. So, I think that'll fix all the costume problems.
Boom. You know what? Let's turn it on its head, and have her go as a normal cop, and then have him go as the sexy prostitute. That, or the sexy criminal, or to go with what are other. Oh, you know what would be completely unsexy if you go as Trump and Melania. That would be very unsexy. I feel bad.
I mean, you just gotta get creative, and even with like TV shows or movies, get characters that maybe aren't the main characters, but people might still know. Like Wendy was saying from Recess or other TV shows. Yeah, just gotta get creative. There's so many. Like costumes don't have to be sexy, but yeah, I don't know what else to say, but yeah, it's gotta get creative.
You know, this is the thing is they mention the fact that all the female costumes are slutty. A lot of the male costumes can be slutty. It just takes the right attitude to make it that way. And let's also like let's take that word back. Slutty does not necessarily have to be doesn't have to be a bad word. And you can be sexy if you want to be sexy, and it is your choice. And it doesn't, if it offends somebody, I mean, then that is their problem. They're the one who's in control of their being offended. And where do you go? Mr. Pop Production saying, "Love Doctor, you're a big teddy bear. One of the best hugs I got pre-COVID." So there we are. I am a bit of a hug slut. So I'm hoping for, if people come up to me, they state that they are double vaxxed and they don't mind me keeping the mask on, I'm more than happy to give them hugs. And that's something that I've done a few times at the Wiggle Room for those special people. Time for the next question. The next question we have is long question. Look at this. Beautiful women on tonight. Bonbons and Sugartits. Good evening, Love Doctor on location. Love your show. My question is: has the ongoing exposure of men who have been abused, who have abused their power criminally towards the abuse of women in the workplace and in other arenas of exploitation, caused you to become more cynical of men and their motives for approaching you? I believe this is the direction directed towards Bonbons and Sugartits. Are you more cynical of men and their motives for approaching you? That is, I'm going to boil down the question to that simple part. Are you more cynical of men and of their motives when they approach you? So, Boo Boo, you get to go first.
No, I'm not more cynical, but something that I've always had to be careful of. I mean, I've worked in event planning and stuff like that, and I've come across men in, high power authorities that have used their higher power, I guess. And yeah, I've always had to be careful, no matter, before the Me Too movement, even after it. It's always been it's always been there. Like, it's always something that as a woman I've had to be careful with and be mindful of, and realize, okay, this person isn't being respectful and isn't, you know, doing certain things for the right reasons. Yeah.
I think that is a good answer. Wendy.
Yes. Yes, it has.
Simple and to the point, and I fully agree. As a man, one of the things I don't do is date people I work with. That is one of the things, and that sucks because I work with a lot of very sexy and intelligent people, and I think intelligence is a huge turn on. And people who are with the artistic bent are in the arts, and that's who I interact with a lot. And I don't think it is wise to date people who are on the same career path or may may recognize that I am, if I have a level of authority, because I'm the person who invites people on this show. I don't want to be inviting people on the show because they are people that I want to spend social time with. This is, if I can say, this is a little bit of work, but it's a lot about. Uh, can I say this is a religious calling? I just want people to treat people nicer,
Yeah.
and my religion is kindness.
Yeah.
I'm not the first person to say that. I just want people to be nicer to each other. And that's why I'm answering these questions with common sense so people can think and go, oh, yeah, no, common sense does say don't be an asshole. Right. And that's what I do. And that's one of the reasons that I've had a lot of people refer to me as like a father figure when it comes to entertainment because I'm just there and I want to help them and I want to see them do their best because I know when we're on a show together and they're doing their best, then that's going to be a better show for the audience. And if you have people who don't treat you that way, then why are they there? All right, I think I just handled a downer question with an even more downer, a more straightforward answer. So we should take a look at the next question. If there is a next question, let's see where we are. Okay, my lady has a bad habit of stealing my clothes and claiming them as her own. So I started buying stuff in colors that look nice on her. Did I just win boyfriend of the year? Did I just win boyfriend of the year? Well, we'll make that partner of the year. And Wendy, you get to answer.
Yes. 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 You did.
All right, that's a triple yes.
I love
Boo-boo.
that. I've never heard of someone doing that, and I love that. That's big brownie points for sure.
Uh, I see only one problem is when they ask you to start modeling those clothes for them. It's just it's just I always thought that the stealing of the clothes was the fact you wanted to feel close to the person, having the fact that they're wearing styles of clothes that you would like. Maybe this is why people who have been in relationships for a long time begin to look alike.
Uh-huh.
Is that a possibility? Just
That's a good point. Yeah.
all right. Let's view the next question. Uh, oh no, that is all the questions that we have tonight. Um, so I want to thank everybody who has tuned in. Where are we? There we are.
Hello.
Just at this time, uh, we are we have been on there for well over an hour. If anyone is interested in supporting the show, there's a little link that's running along the bottom. It actually has a bunch of links on it, which go to my manager's other shows. But the first one says buy me a drink. If you click that one, then you can donate to the program, and anything that's donated within the next 24 hours will be shared among all the performers that you are seeing here on the screen. We greatly thank you for doing that for us as well. How do you feel, Boo Boo? This is your first show. How did you feel about your first time on the Love Doctor live stream?
I'm so happy to be on here. Not gonna lie though, kind of shy, but I'm happy. It's been a lot of fun. It's nice meeting you, Wendy, and seeing you finally in person. In person in live video, And yeah, it's exciting.
Wendy is coming from a different province.
Oh,
Boo Boo, you are in Quebec.
I'm in Montreal. Yes.
In Montreal, yes, that's in Quebec, the province of
Yes.
Quebec. And Wendy is coming all the way from Newfoundland.
Oh, cool.
So we've all are jumped in together here to share advice with our wonderful friends on the internet. And it does, I don't know about, I can't speak for the two of you, but it does mean a lot of good to be interacting with you. And with you, I'm raising my hand above the little bar there. With you, the viewers, the viewers kind of make this nice and worthwhile because it's a chance to interact with you and keep in good spirits while everything is going on. So keep in touch and look for, in a couple of weeks, I'll be making a bit of an announcement of what I was doing all the way in a hotel. It's not, I'm not doing fun sexy times with strangers, which is sort of disappointing, but it's still a wonderful thing that I'm getting the chance to do. So tune in, check out the link tree. If you want to check out my manager's other shows, he's got a Halloween show coming up with the Battlecom, so subscribe to the YouTube there. Mark Hamill paid attention to it. So Luke Skywalker himself paid attention to it. So maybe you should pay attention to it as well. I'm the Love Doctor. I love you all. I'm just going to do one last check to see if we've missed any questions. No, we have not missed any questions. I had a lot of fun tonight, and I want to thank my two wonderful and talented guests. There is Boo Boo Sugartits is there, and of course, let's see, Cosmic Bonbons. That's at cosmic.bonbons on Instagram. When is the next Cosmic Bonbons show?
The next Cosmic show is happening this coming Sunday.
So this coming Sunday is the next Cosmic, and that is 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because it is 7 p.m. Newfoundland time is when you are broadcasting your show. Wendy Bonbons of the Cosmic.Bonbons on Instagram, the Cosmic Bonbons Show. Boo Boo Sugartits, wonderful performer that I want to see. I've seen you as in the show ponies. I want to see your solo act. So let's get that happening as soon as you are comfortable to. I'm the Love Doctor. I'll be at the Wiggle Room this Wednesday, and I love you all. Oh, one final message has come in.
Oh,
a great show. You all can't wait till the next one. Love Doctor, you're a big teddy bear. We saw that one already. There we go.